jab, uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss, now you counting stars. Should've practiced more, should've hit the mask, get out there more. Claim that you're the best. You gotta show me, son. Actions over words, baby boy. Is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports,
What's good, everyone? WCS back on the boulevard once again. A big shout out to the supporters. As always, man, we back with another hot one. We have to keep on cooking. Some people do not deserve any type of pass after they was blowing all that gas. You know what I'm saying? Not the type of gas that fuels you, but the type of gas that lose you. I'm talking about the one that stank. That type of gas. Let me check the chat right quick. The first in the building. Big Blunts and Boxing on deck. You already know what it is. James on deck. Salute to you. I got to keep on, cooking and dipping Ryan in the hot grease. Why? Because this thumbnail right here is actually an old thumbnail. But just goes to show you how far back I knew Garcia was capping. You know what I'm saying? That's why I did a special on him. That's why I pretty much put it out there before he even got this fight with Tank. You know what I'm saying? I call him Mr. Capion. As you see in this thumbnail, I said he's the king of wasting our time. This is the thumbnail that I did long way back, bro, on Garcia. I knew he was who he played out to be in the ring. I knew it. I knew it, man. I knew he was that guy. What Javante say in his tweet? Stop believing Mr. Capalot. Stop believing Mr. Capalot. And we're going to go through some things that we have to hold Ryan Garcia accountable for. A lot of people say and talk, they don't produce, and they get away with it. And we're not going to let this be one of them. Why? Because the main reason I feel the way I feel about Ryan is not so much that he's dabbling in Hollywood or the amount of sponsors he got, the amount of money he makes. No, not even close. What I see with Ryan is he do feel that he's above, the average in his eyes. The people like Tank Davis, he feels that he's more superior. He feels that his looks is where it all lies. That is the status quo for Ryan Garcia. I don't dislike Ryan. I don't dislike him. But it's some receipts that I'm about to produce to you all as to why he doesn't deserve to get out this hot grease yet. This man talked and talked and talked and talked. Look, I was back there when he was talking. Months ago, I was back there and I listened to some things he said. And just to see the aftermath of him going back there, getting Tank's number, him hanging out with Tank, dapping him up, him not showing any residual effects from that body shot. that forced him to genuflect, to miss the count, to not stand up and carry on? Let's get down to it, man. Let's get down to it. Stickum Boys Fishing and Sports in the building. What's good with it, y'all? Lisa Bell's on deck. Salute to you, Lisa. You know what I'm saying? Still don't see you, but salute to Lisa Bells. And appreciate, you sharing the content. Appreciate your OG on deck. So let's get to the receipts of Ryan Garcia, because this is just too easy. This is just too easy. Let's start off with a back and forth exchange that he had with Cruz. When Cruz went in there with Tank Davis and lost a 12-round decision, Ryan Garcia said, guess he was more like a Chihuahua than a Pitbull. Once again, I repeat, this is Mr. Capion. Ryan Garcia told Cruz, guess he was more like a Chihuahua than a Pitbull. So, in Espanol, Cruz responded. He said, at King Ryan, if I'm a C-class fighter, then what class you are? What class you in after this fight? What class you in then? Laughing emojis. What class you in? If I'm a C-class, what class are you in after this performance? Because when it comes down to bragging rights, Cruz got bragging rights. He went the distance with Tank. You know what I'm saying? He went the distance. Ryan Garcia did not. We all know that. That's fact. That's truth. No need to go into deliberation. No need to go and say, oh, we need the jury selection. Nuh-uh. This is something that the judge can rack the gavel and we can come up with a decision and release everybody for the day. It doesn't take a long time. Let's keep it moving. Let's keep it moving. Let's get to this right here. Ryan Garcia said, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. He's talking to Gervonta now. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. You aren't going to do ish. Listen to me now. This is last year in December. You know, it was rumored that they was going to come down here to the ATL and fight, but Tank's, court date or whatever he was going to, he was scheduled for kind of derailed that fight. And that would have been great for ATL because we need it. We're starving, but it didn't happen. Anyway, we knew that Tank was going to have a fight in January. It wasn't going to be in the A, but he was going to have a fight against Hector Garcia in January. It was also said that Ryan was going to have a fight in January, but somehow he pulled out of it, or he chose to believe that he didn't need a tune-up fight. And good for him, because, you know what I'm saying, if he wouldn't have looked as good, then people would have looked at this fight and say, I'm not really trying to see this after he looked at the tune-up. So I will give Ryan Garcia a little bit of credit on his boxing FICO for making that decision, because it's good that he didn't step in the ring and go the distance with a nobody. So he left the fans in limbo. You know what I'm saying? This was a good time to leave him in limbo so they can have more anticipation for the fight that you was about to have this past week, April 22nd. So that was a good choice for Ryan Garcia. But as you notice on the tweet, he said, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. He told Gervonta he ain't going to do ish. He's talking mad greasy, reckless. You know what I'm saying? Reckless. You know what I'm saying? Very garrulous type individual. That's what ego does to you. That's what happens when people tell you you look good all your life, ever since you was a baby. Mi amor. Mi amor. Mi amor. That's all he heard growing up. Mi amor. That's all he heard. Compliments after compliments after compliments. There's nothing wrong with a compliment. But somehow your looks wasn't great enough to keep you out of the sport of boxing. You know what I'm saying? Like, Your looks wasn't good enough for you to start off in Hollywood or for you to start off in the modeling industry or anything like that. You chose boxing. So since you chose boxing, it's certain aspects about Ryan Garcia that bleeds over into boxing where he tried to separate himself as far as status quo in class in this particular equation by considering Tank Davis to be dumb. Now, I have an issue with people who listen to someone speak and they want to say you're dumb. You know, real talk. They want to say you're dumb. Even with me, I mean, when I was coming up, and I used to be, and still is, but when I was learning other words in the dictionary, because they're not big words, they're in the dictionary, right? I was expanding my vocab, right? And I remember the only people that used to criticize me was black people, my people. They used to say, "Where you from? You can't be from the city talking like that. You can't do this. You can't do that." But I didn't used to talk like that around them. I didn't. I didn't. I only talked like that sometime when I was on duty. But anyway, back to the course at hand. In this case, several times Ryan Garcia brought out the dumb. He was basically trying to insinuate that he was much more of an intelligent human being when it comes to literacy, when it comes to someone calling you stupid. That's not him. He's going to be the one that's projecting those words down on you. That's what I felt with Ryan Garcia when he tried to speak to someone as if they are his subordinate, they're a peasant. You know what I'm saying? Pretty much like you're the work. You know what I'm saying? You're the slave in this. I'm always going to be better than you because I look better than you and I speak better than you. Okay? You're going to see in these tweets how I'm right. I was right all along with Ryan Garcia, man. So when he comes out with this mental health situation, maybe it's him second guessing the profession that he chose. You never know what it is. He might have wanted to go somewhere else right now, you know, but he chose boxing, knowing damn well he's not that good at boxing. And there was people that I consider, you know, fairly educated on the sport of boxing. They was on here on the YTC picking Ryan Garcia to be somebody like Tank, knowing damn well when it comes down to the textbook. Yes, I said the textbook. When it comes down to the textbook, when you're talking about the curriculum, when you're talking about core subjects, when we're talking about getting down into the chapters of the boxing curriculum, Ryan Garcia still had chapters to catch up to April 22nd. The time he had to train leading up to that point wasn't enough. It wasn't enough, and it would never be enough. It would never be enough. We seen that. So when you going up here and you're talking all that big shit about Tank, then you got to go out there and back it up. Check this out, y'all. Let me get back to the chat right quick. I'm gonna try to stay up on the chat. Shout out to Toby Bartlett on deck. Salute to across the pond, man. You already know what it is, man. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Shelton on deck. The facts of that Ryan is not very good, no doubt, for sure. Bill's Boot Camp on deck. I see you. Martin King Boxing on deck. Let's go. Chop evening. What's great, WCS Boxing Heads? Let's go. What's good, Martin King? Fight is over. Back to the drawing board. The fight ain't over yet. You know what I'm saying? He still has to fight the criticism, and he deserves it. He still needs to fight the criticism. He does. Criticism is almost, you know, a normal thing. You know, especially when you don't talk as much as Ryan did. Why are they just gonna just smooth over this like it's nothing? Like we got people still talking about Terrence Crawford and what he did before BLK, doing BLK, and after BLK. But they want to let Ryan Garcia go with this loss and not even revisit how much trash he talked up to this fight. I will. I will. King Mitch on deck. I see you. Tank just need to get a Cabbage Patch belt. WCS, nobody that's following the sport as a whole should care. Amen. We know boxing has a lot of belts that's out there like that. A lot. And he will. Believe me, he will. He's going to be champion at 140. Best believe if Rolly can lose, get stopped in the sixth, and go up there and get another title fight, I know he's signed with somebody different, but guess what? Ryan can do it too. So listen to this tweet. Look at this tweet right here. It said, I think Tank is just dumb. Let that sit with you for a minute. When I pretty much spoke on someone being dumb in life, right? I was pretty much talking about their actions. I really wasn't that type of dude that like to call somebody dumb because I want to make them feel inferior like that. I'm talking about unprovoked. Okay? Unprovoked, I just didn't take that route. But provoked, yeah, I might have said some shit. But this is Ryan Garcia saying, I think Tank is just dumb and can't hold a conversation for longer than 5 minutes. I'm asking myself, why is Ryan Garcia worried about how long Tank can hold a conversation? Unless you all are sitting across from each other in negotiations with your people trying to get a fight. Why? You pulled out of the fight back then. After you was on national TV in front of millions, after you had won the WBC and you say you want to fight Tank. You didn't want to fight Devin. You won the interim and you didn't want to fight Devin. You wanted to fight Tank. You said it. And what happened? You remove yourself from that declaration. You never put it on the manifesto. And you went to a fantasy fight with Manny Pacquiao, the catchweight. Cap. This is Mr. Capion, dog. This man was Cap. Then he pulled out of that. He pulled out of that. It gets interesting. This man said, I think Tank is just dumb. Now he's getting to what some people would consider prejudice. You take a white person, right? And if they was to say some stuff like this, I think you're just dumb. You know what I'm saying? You can't hold a conversation for longer than 5 minutes. People be hollering racism. They'll be putting the race card up there. But for Ryan Garcia, who's a Mexican, Mexican, whatever he chose desire to consider himself, you know, it is what it is. But what we do understand about Ryan is that his ego is massive. It's overboard. When I was listening to him, this is back in December, when I was listening to Ryan make these comments and talk about how dumb Tank is, why are you back there with your parents hugging the same man that you don't even respect what he's doing in the sport? You don't respect what this man has done up to this point. You don't respect it. You think and always will think that you are above him, Ryan. Let's be honest, bro. You look at him coming from Baltimore. You look at all this stuff happen. You look at all that, bro. You don't respect you and him being on the same level when it comes to boxing. But more so, you don't respect you and him being on the same level as human beings, as grown men. Both of you all have children, right? But peep this out, though. Both of you all have children. I'm not saying Tank innocent. I'm talking about you guilty right now. Both of you all have kids. Both of you all. And you was the one talking about mental health and all that, but you calling this man dumb. You say he can't carry on the conversation for longer than 5 minutes. Interesting. Let's keep it moving. Somebody was talking, engaging with Ryan Garcia on Twitter. He said, of course I'm going to whoop that man. That's what King Ross said, shouty. This is what King said. That King, as T.I. said, King. I'm the king of the South, man. This is what King Ryan was saying. He said, of course. Look at how braggadocious he is. He's confident. He said, of course I'm going to whoop that man. This man was talking out the side of his face, bro. Chris, what's good? At least they made amends after the fight. Look, listen. I'm from the city, man. I'm from the city. Baltimore's my old stomping grounds. I was over in them, in them Baltimore streets when it was in the '90s, right? Facts, family. I was over there, and you can say what you want just for the camera, but truly, somebody like Tank, who acts and moves the way he do at this point in his life, being that he was considered the villain, he will always look at Ryan Garcia the way he knew him before he came back there and attempted to apologize. His people and Tank have had a conversation about these words that Garcia was making. This wasn't no promo type shit. This was real. This is how he genuinely felt. That the man, hey, he's dumb. He couldn't hold a conversation. He felt that he was going to whoop him. He felt that way. Shout out to Martin King Boxing, man, with a $2 super chat on deck. Appreciate you, big dog. He says Tank can be PBC champion. Tank can be PBC champion. I mean, whenever those belts, if that fight present each other. But I was talking to somebody the other night there, Martin King, right? And shout out to Martin King, man. His summation sometime when he's talking about boxing, it makes a lot of sense, right? I was talking to somebody the other night, and I basically explained to them. I said, their boxing fans is going to look at Tank as not having belts. But then you ask boxing fans, who do you think is the top 5 in the lightweight division? And a lot of them will say, oh, I think Gervonta's top 5, number 1, right? They'll name him number 1. And then you'll talk to somebody else. They say, okay, Devin Haney is the number 1 lightweight. But a lot of people always put Tank up there, right? Check this out now. I said, truth be told, it's smarter for him to move and make the bag and continue to increase his Wall Street in boxing by the pay-per-view numbers, because this man has proven that you can do this without a bulk load of hardware. When he gets the check, Tank isn't paying a collective group of sanctioning fees. That is money that you have to pay out to these belts that you have. He has found a unique metric to make money, build up his stardom, and have people come out to see him without any major titles at lightweight division. Can you say intelligence? Yes, sir. Clap it up. Clap it up. Smart. They always talk about on the outside of the ropes, right? How people give you all these business models and how they made money, and you surprised and you all in awe. You say, oh man, you did that. You made that money that way. Man, I didn't even think of that. Well, consider this as a business model. Not everybody can do this model. Why? Because boxing requires physical contact. When you are challenging another man with physical strength, and within that strength, you have to dial in and remediate, a sense of remediation, to become repetitiously advanced in the art of combat. Therefore, you have to continue to go into the square and win and continue to build your stock. And people have to somehow, some way gravitate to you. That requires your performance grade and who you are as a person, your personality. Somehow, some way, you got to combine them together. Now, Tank doesn't have this personality. Like I said, black men can't get away with being goofy and quirky. We can't get away with that. You saw how much criticism they was giving him for coming in there with, that the jacket on and the purse, right? But he's getting sponsored. See, they praise Ryan for wearing that particular designer. But then the stigma that's been placed on black men is you got to wear a dress. You got to wear this. You got to wear a purse. But he ain't the only man that's going around here with a purse. That's not for me, but he's not the only one. If you look at this picture right here with Cruz, right? And shout out to Martin King for the $2 super chat. Matter of fact, I didn't upload it. My bad. I didn't upload it. But Cruz had one strapped across his chest. He sure did. He was at the fight. He wore it to this fight, April 22nd, right? And nobody didn't say anything. But if Tank do it, then they have a lot to say. That's all I'm saying. Black men, when it comes to Hollywood, people tend to zoom in for all the wrong reasons. But other ethnicities, they don't take that attention to detail. They don't scrutinize them like that. Let me get back to the point. But shout out to Martin King for that $2 super chat. I appreciate you, bro. Chris said, one of my favorite shows, The Wire, based in Baltimore. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I was up in Baltimore a lot. My girl was from Maryland. We used to go back and forth up there a lot. Real talk. When DC was really pumping, you know what I'm saying? Baltimore was, it was different. Toby said, is it right? Man, this chat is still lighting fires, man. Toby said, is it right? Joe Gooseneck said Ryan basically trained himself for the Tank fight and only used Joe Goose and Jim 3 days a week for sparring and even came up with the game plan. Man, that is some incredible stuff. You know, they always talk about how Tank, you know, how he don't suppose he wasn't disciplined back in the day, right? How he lost his belts on the scales and people was making all these memes of the cabbage back and all that, right? So when he moved up to 35 and he knocked out Gamboa, making weight, right? That's after he missed weight, made weight. He then revisited the same division with his junior lightweight, made weight, and never looked back. He never looked back, bro. Never. But that is crazy. That's insane, Toby. You feel me? That's insane right there, man. That Ryan said he's all about his own philosophy. It's about to get tough in this live stream. It's about to get tough for you, Ryan. You know, don't feel no type of way about it. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to articulate best I know how without making this into a wire type situation. Martin King said, when I live in DC, them dudes were visibly slow. W says, we went through there a couple of nights. It was dark. Baltimore couldn't even afford street lights back in 87. Man, I was back there, man. In the early 90s, I used to go, and believe me, I know what you're saying, bro. I know hood on the entire East Coast, and what they're doing with Tink Tank is exploitive. I'm not sure what you mean by that. Fights over. I lost the prediction and money. It's time for Ryan to stay off social media and get serious about boxing. What you envy, you destroy. Good point, Stickum. Good point. Those reports came out 3 weeks ago, and nobody believed them. Well, you know what? Ryan was on record saying he does have his own philosophy. There, Sheldon. He is on record as saying that. So if someone tell you they have their own philosophy, they're basically not insinuating. They're confirming that they like to do things their way. And not that there should, is it just basically confirming what I mentioned about how Ryan Garcia's ego is astronomical. He has a ginormous ego. How can you be getting ready? How can you get ready? I said be getting ready. How can you get ready or prepare for a fight? And you're supposed to have Joe Goosen in your corner. And you going in there against someone like Tank. And you expect to take your limited cachet of adjustments. Why? Because you have limited skills. and you want to go in there and fight somebody that you've watched over and over again. You watched this dude fight, and you want to go over here and think that's every punch you throw, it needs to be at the same speed, and you don't switch it up. You don't do anything different. Man, that's insane. That's suicide, bro. That's suicide. That's suicide. Let me get back to these tweets. Let me get back to these tweets right quick. But that's a good point, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all making some good points tonight. They say, of course, I'm going to whoop that man. That's Ryan convincing people that he's going to go in there and whoop Tank. Of course, confidence. Okay, cool. It's free. Whether people believe it or not, that's where you start adding taxes. You know, when they say, is somebody going to tax that ass? Don't write checks that AS can't catch. Don't do it. Don't do it. And that's what Ryan did. He was up here writing checks because he's sponsored. You know, he has Gatorade, Hennessy, all these freaking, extra sponsorships. He even showed and demonstrated to us that he can be an absolute clown. He betted Errol Spence in front of millions. He put his money on Rolando Romero to hand Gervonta his first L. He supposedly, allegedly, bet that man 20 grand. And he's up there. Oh, I got it. I got it. You good. You good. I'll have it to you tomorrow. Before you know it, I mean, people, they were still like just dibbling and dabbling in their popcorn. They haven't even got really situated. You know what I'm saying? The fight really haven't even warmed up. You know what I'm saying? The temperature was still trying to, increase a little bit and get to those nice back end temperature, those 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 rounds where, the action picks up. We haven't even got there yet. It started to pick up a little bit at the end of the 4th and then the 5th. But it really wasn't exchanges like, I'm saying, the adversity that we seen in the 6th round with Rolly. But lo and behold, in front of the lens was the one and only Ryan Garcia making a 20,000 bet. I can't make this up. But he says this man is dumb. He can't carry on a 5-minute conversation, but you can make a $20,000 bet and lose it so quickly. 20,000. You spoil, bro. Ryan Garcia say, of course, I'm going to whoop that man. He was convinced to let the people know. Let's go to the next tweet. This is where it's going to get interesting. Look, Gervonta say, I did that and more at the club when you came to my table, you hoe. And we all know the infamous meeting that Tank and Ryan had in the club, and it was like broadcasted all over the YTC and everything like that, right? They were saying that damn near Tank tried to, snatch this man chain and told him he'd get it back when he get it back. They was just making up anything and everything to addition this story. Ryan says, and during that moment, pay attention, y'all. Listen, because, I have a problem holding the conversations for 5 minutes. I do. He said, during that moment, I got to size you up. And now I know why you struggle with everyone. I repeat, y'all, 2 times. And during that moment, I got to size you up. And now I know why you struggle. He said, now I know why you struggle with everyone. So everyone Tank has ever fought, we're talking about including the championships, right? Being that up to this point, prior to Isaac Cruz, he had only went the distance once. But to hear Ryan Garcia said he struggles with everyone, and that was to include Isaac Cruz, because we all know that he stepped in the ring with Hector Garcia in January of this year. So you can say he struggled with Hector Garcia all you want, but god dang, the dude got hit in the head, and they talking about this liver shot that Tank landed, how it sends, how it cascades shock back to the liver and cause the body to shut down and everything. I mean, what happened? Why didn't nobody put out a post fight, tweet on the neurological breakdown on what happened when, Hector Garcia was hit in the head and how his eyesight started to fail him, how his eyesight all of a sudden was impaired. What was the shock value with that? I would like to know, the velocity, have somebody, do the numbers, the velocity of the punch, the impact, and all the little itty bitty things that happen with your neurological headquarters that can cause your eyesight to be impaired. I would have liked that breakdown. Seriously. But I didn't see it out there. But, Ryan Garcia saying, and during that moment, I got to size you up. How did that work out for you, Ryan? What did you see? Because a lot of people just don't get it no more. A lot of people just don't get it. Like, how many times is WCS going to have to break down some comparison of bigger fighters who stepped in there and just didn't have it? The heavyweight division have weight gaps every single time. The heavyweight division has had 50-pound weight gaps, 60 pounds, 70-pound weight gaps. There's an entry weight, y'all. There's an entry weight. You can be over 300 pounds in the heavyweight division, and your opponent can be 200, man. And the fight is still going on. We just seen Dimitri Bivol go in there and destroy Gilberto Ramirez, who looked like a heavyweight that night. He destroyed him. He almost stopped him. But yet we have Ryan Garcia continuing to look down upon somebody and believe that size doesn't matter when it comes to the Baltimore Monster. You know what I'm saying? Mr. El Chin Checker himself, man. It didn't matter. But once again, Ryan Garcia failed miserably. He said he got to size that man up. This is a person who obviously didn't grow up on the schoolyard in public school systems. He didn't. He didn't see them kids that was hungry from the night before. Them little bitty kids who really weren't packing on no weight back then because their parents were struggling, or the single parent household. And the food that they got sometimes was going in the stores and stealing, stealing little candies and stuff like that and running out the store. But them little kids be knocking big muffs out, bro. All they know how to do good is fight. You can tell Ryan Garcia wasn't subjected to that. He didn't see them little, the short guys going at there, hitting the bigger guys in the eyeballs. You know what I'm saying? Breaking their nose, busting lips. He didn't see that. That's why he put out tweets like this. You know what I'm saying? Ryan Garcia's mentality is based off the pampering that he was a part of in his life, man. I'm not mad at, look, I'm trying to explain to people who try to say I'm hating. I'm not mad at the life he lived. It's just that you're in a combat sport. So in order for you to flourish and be somebody that's considered to be that monster, you know what I'm saying? That people don't look at you as just being a pretty boy. They look at you as being, man, dognacious. You know what I'm saying? You have that dog in you. You have a sort of tenacity that people look at and say, hey, don't let the looks fool you. No, they can't do that with you yet, Ryan. Because the way you presented yourself when it all mattered April 22nd. All this talk you was doing, it all mattered. And you didn't give it to them. So we understand that you sized them up, right? I don't know who was with you. You had somebody with you. They didn't lean over and say, hey, man, it's not a good time. Just like in Fast and the Furious. Hey, maybe another time, boss. It's too much heat. Maybe another time, boss. Nobody didn't tell you, hey, Ryan, maybe another time. It's too much heat. Nobody told you that. You walking up on them Baltimore dudes like nobody told you that, brother. Nobody explained to you who you was in the company of, bro. This don't make any sense, man. Let's go to the next tweet. King Trap 5000. He said, can you beat Javante? I don't see nothing wrong with that. This dude is just asking Ryan Garcia a simple question. He said, can you beat at Javante? Can you beat him? Question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark. He had to extend the question marks in order for that question to register to Javante. For it to register Ryan Garcia, he had to put extended question marks on the end. And what did Ryan Garcia say? Yes, you'll see in April. Once again, Ryan said yes. He confirmed that he can beat him. Yes, more trash talk. This is a person who is giving you all the trash talk, but not giving you the what? The product. He's not giving you the results. He is not giving you the results. All that for sake of first round with that ugly ass left hook with your chin in the air and you ain't looking and blinking your lashes. No. You need more than that. You need more than Mary Kay on this level there, Ryan. You need more than Mary Kay, bro. You need more than a pink vehicle riding down the street with Mary Kay goddamn advertisement on it and with your face, with somebody doing your lashes. You need more than that, King Ray. You know what I'm saying? Let's go to the next tweet. This is going to trip you out now. Now it gets interesting. Canelo replying to Ryan Garcia. You KO him, to be honest. His head movement is also overrated as F. Now I have to say it. He said, look, you KO him, to be honest. His head movement is also overrated as fuck. He said it. His head movement is overrated. Ryan Garcia says, I agree. I agree. Ryan said, I agree. He agreed to a Twitter user that said Tank Davis' head movement is overrated. Have you ever heard somebody say that about a fighter who hasn't been knocked down or knocked out yet? Like, let's process this, right? Because we're talking about a guy that said Tank is dumb. Tank is illiterate. Somebody presented the question to this man, speaking about head movement. And I guess they looked at the Leo Santa Cruz fight. I guess they looked at the Yorkis Gamboa fight. I guess they looked at the Barrios fight. And they was looking at all those moments where, yes, Tank in the sport of boxing was touched a time or two. Why? Because you're going to get punched, right? So then we come back around and they totally ignore the results. This dude asked, not asked. This dude said his head movement is overrated. So you know I gotta present the receipt, right? Look, this is so, man, Ryan Garcia, good Lord, that shit was crazy. Look, this dude said his head movement is overrated. When was his head movement rated? His KO percentage rated. His wins rated. His name in the lightweight rankings, his championships in division rated. This dude said, you KO him, to be honest. He's telling Ryan, you will knock him out. Being that no one else has been able to do it, Ryan Garcia is going to be able to knock this man out. He said his head movement is also overrated. Okay, I bring you to this right here. Check this out. Tank extends the lead. Ryan left hook, slips it. Once again, same thing. 1, 2, 3. This time, Tank will counter. Extends the lead, slips, counter, bingo. His head movement overrated. Man, let's stop the madness, man. This man is talking about a 5-minute conversation, bro. He ain't carrying on a 5-minute round with you. It's 3 minutes per round, bro. It's 3 minutes per round. He ain't carrying on 5 minutes anything while he's fighting. His hand is communicating. What did I say before this fight? You worried about the wrong thing. You talking about how this man have a conversation, a dialogue, but yet his hands is the one that's communicating. His hands during that exchange was absolutely belligerent. A very malicious type exchange. Let's look at that again because, to be honest, his head movement is overrated. You should be able to knock him out. Now look at this guy release this punch with the same speed every single time. Mr. Pelican Neck. Tank extends the lead. Ryan left hook, slips it. Once again, same thing. 1, 2, 3. This time, Tank will counter. Extends the lead, slips, counter, bingo. Head movement overrated like a motherfucker. Say one more again, that head movement overrated the mother. Let me tell you, if I ain't never seen any head movement, look, I was waiting, y'all, like so many people. I was waiting for Ryan to throw a combination. I was waiting for him to release the dangerous weapon of them all. You know what I'm saying? The left hook Larry. I wanted to see him unleash that left hook. And when he did, it missed. Uh-oh. It missed. It missed. I'm like, how are you going to stop throwing the left hook? Reset? Think about what you just did. Yeah, it's okay for people to say that boxers go up here and collect data. You also can collect data while you're on the offense too. Collecting data can go both ways. It's just not someone on the defense collecting data. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get timing and all that. You can collect data when you're on defense or offense. Ryan didn't think to collect any data. This man throwed that left hook the same way numerous of times, man, as if he never paid attention to what happened to Leo Santa Cruz. And it was good to see Leo out there in Vegas too, man. Leo's a good dude, man. But Leo, you was on the front end of one of the most devastating knockouts in boxing. It's as if Ryan Garcia never spun the reel. He never spun the reel and paid attention to film study and watched what happened to Santa Cruz on that fateful night. This man is stubborn. Ryan Garcia is a stubborn fighter, bro. He's a stubborn human being. I'm telling you, bro. This man, all he wants to do is just live a happy-go-lucky life. You know what I'm saying? And ain't nothing wrong with that. You know, he want to be wealthy, live a happy-go-lucky life, have yes people around him, be complimented every day. You know what I'm saying? You just woke up. Unbelievable. I can't tell. Wow. Unbelievable. You wake up like that? You know, he wants people to be there once his eyelashes separate and the sun cracks through the blinds and let him know that it's a new day. He wants somebody to be there and say, Ryan, beautiful. Yes. You don't need to box anymore. You can quit today, man. You'll be just fine. You know, we got the publicists, PR, and everything. They're working on some gigs in Hollywood. You don't have to do this. When somebody is not struggling, they always say the best boxers, some of the greatest, they was there because they was in a point where they were struggling. They had to have a hunger for something, and they was hungry to make that big time money in boxing as prize fighters. Ryan may not have that hunger because he has a lot right now, but yet he hasn't been able to accomplish a lot inside the square. That's mine. That's my take on that. That's my take on that with Ryan Lion Garcia. Real talk. Andrew Charles says Chavez Sr. vowed to never watch Ryan again in his life. You know what I'm saying? Shit was serious for him. Hey, Andrew, you've been around for a minute, big dog. You know where I'm about to go with this. Salute to Chavez Sr., man. A beast in his day. You know where I'm about to go with it. He can say that he'll never watch Ryan Garcia all his life or the rest of his life or whatever. But when it comes down to it, you should have said Ryan Garcia is going to be the second most Mexican fighter I don't watch other than my son. That's what he should have said. He should have said first, Chavez Jr. Never want to see him fight again. Never want to watch another one of his fights in life. Okay. I'm just being honest, people. I'm not being, I'm not, you know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to be nasty. I don't want to see my son fight no more. Okay. All right. And second of all, I never want to see Ryan Garcia fight again. Never. He don't have no skills. Zero. This dude, he don't have no sense of direction. He has no sense of processing what's in front of him. He's not a logical thinker in the ring. You know what I'm saying? I would say he does have a little heart with taking risks because he was trying to take risk before he got knocked out. And I think he had conversations with Rolly, right? They were sitting somewhere and they was talking. And he was trying to pull everything out of Rolando Romero possibly that he could get to build up his confidence. And you know, Rolly, what does Rolly say? Man, yeah, he knocked me out, man, but I was winning all the rounds. That's not something you need to say to somebody like Ryan, because he say, man, you were, man. I believe you were. I betted 20 on you. I lost it, bro. But up until that point before you got stopped, I felt that I was like at 15 grand already. Only thing I needed you to do was keep on with the tempo and keep your hands active, and we would have had a very good payday. But see, Rolly, he's gonna say the same thing over and over again. You know what I'm saying? He might give Tank credit to the public, but between him and Ryan, I don't think he was really telling Ryan the truth. He probably said, man, F him, man. He don't hit that hard. Yeah, I got hurt because I ran into the punch. You know what I'm saying? That's not something you need to tell Ryan, because Ryan gonna look at it like, okay, so you think I should come out there and pressure him right off the back? Man, I'm telling you, that's what you need to do. You saw what happened to me, right? For the first 5 rounds, man, anybody you ask, say I was winning. That's what Rolando told him. Everybody would tell you that, Ryan, I was winning. What Ryan do? Come out the gate, pressure. But with that pressure, you got to do what? You have to be correct and on point with your selection. You have to have an offensive strategy that is conducive. The punches that you throw has to be efficacious to what you're trying to do to your opponent. What you're trying to do. Are you pressuring them to land punches early to test and see, how effective your punching power is? What is the reason for what you're doing? Why are you coming out the gate pressuring this man and he has power? Are you trying to make him feel your power first and see how he responds? I didn't really see that Ryan Garcia had a direction on what he was going. I just didn't see it. It just seems like he was just pressuring, and Tank was like he loves to do. You know what I'm saying? Give people false sense of hope, false sense of security. Fight a smart ass fight. He don't come out the gate banging, but since you're gonna give it to him and lay it down, he gonna take it, and that's exactly what he did. You gave him the left hook, easy. You kept throwing easy. He said, okay. Let me put that right. Hey, let me put that lead hand back out there again and see if this fool bite on it. Sure enough, he extended it, slipped it, counter. Jeez. He said, I'm not mad at Senior. He should have said Chavez Jr. first. He should have put that shit in order there, Martin King. Order. Eldar saying he's staying with Chavez Sr. That was before, he should have said his son first. I never want to see him. We just finished eating dinner. I just told him before we came to the arena. I never want to see you in the ring again. You understand me? I never. Amigo, ¿entiendes? Sí. I never want to see you in the ring again. And that stunt you pulled with those shorts and heels, oh my God. Him and Chavez Jr. was arguing before Chavez Sr. got to the arena. I had to go show my face in the boxing with the boxing community. Oh my God. And I hope to God nobody asks me how Chavez Jr. is doing. You disgrace me. That's why he was up there talking to Mark Wahlberg, right? You know what I'm saying? Feel the vibration. Come on. Senor Mark, can you think about doing a movie? Doing a documentary. Who does that? Nobody was thinking about doing it. And I'm not saying he don't deserve it, but he went up to Mark Wahlberg and asked him, is there any way you can do a documentary on me and you can play me? We look alike. You just have to work on your Spanish, but you can play me. Come on, Mark. Absolutely a Toby. When Ryan knocks out Devin, Chavez will kiss the ring. Shout out to Jones Jr. on deck. Jones Jr. How I want to be respectful when I ask you this because it's Tuesday, but are you just leaving work and attempted to stop by happy hour and they was having, $2 specials? What are we doing? What are we doing, Shawty? What are you doing now? When Ryan knocks out, what are we doing now? So you think that somebody is just as fast that Ryan is going to go in there and land the left hook? Stop it, Jones. Stop it. Devin Haney is the worldwide presence champ until Lomo tries to dethrone him. Hey, that fight is next, man. You know what I'm saying? That fight is next, man. You know what I'm saying? That fight is next. Shout out to Trick Noty in the building, man. What's going on, Trick? What it do, man? I said on Bloods earlier that I would like to see Ryan be more active against competition, more on par with his level. But see, a lot of people, right, Andrew, is, let's just say when we go back to when T.O. was at lightweight division. When the Fab Five came up, do you know when Devin still just had the WBC and Ryan didn't have a belt? Do you know that when people were talking about the Fab Five on this YTC, that it was a lot of them that was putting Ryan Garcia in front of Devin? Seriously. They were putting Ryan Garcia in front of Devin Haney. I'm telling you how it was for Ryan to get the therapeutic exemption, the pretty boy exemption, the quirky exemption. They was putting Ryan Garcia, when Teofimo was still at lightweight, when it came down to the Fab Five, he was up there, and certain people was putting him in front of Devin when Devin was the WBC champion. I just wanted to let that lay out there for a minute. You know what I'm saying? So when you talk about on par with his level, it was a lot of people there, Andrew, believing that Ryan Garcia was already on that level or higher. They believed that he could compete with all the top five that was up there. They felt he could compete with T.O., Devin, Lomachenko, if given the opportunity. You know what I'm saying? They felt that he was ready. They felt that he was ready. Even though he didn't have a belt, they felt that the man was ready. Golden Boy wanted to marinate it for another 5 years. No. I'm glad they got this out the way. Look, we might get Zorro now. You know what I'm saying? Ryan Garcia might turn into Zorro, man. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to say Pablo, but I didn't want the chat to start laughing hysterically. You know what I'm saying? I want Ryan to be a villain. In order for you to be a villain, you gotta know what that side is. Like, it has to come to you naturally, so to speak. And I don't think Ryan has that natural ability to be the villain, bro. He didn't show it yesterday. The villain say F you after the fight and catch up with them when they run into each other later. And maybe they dap each other up and say, hey, I know I left. We left on bad terms. All good, man. That's just the art of war. It wasn't no sportsmanship that night. You stopped me. I left. I ain't feel like sitting up there hanging out for a post fight and all this other stuff. I left. Right? No, he didn't do that. I think Ryan was the first one to the presser, the post fight presser. You know what I'm saying? He was over there eating some pig in the blanket. You know what I'm saying? They had some cheese crackers over there. You know what I'm saying? Some pretzels. You know, he was just waiting for everybody to get in so he can go in there in front of the mic and you know, answer some questions. And you saw how he was asked a question about, you know, his loss or whatever. The rehydration clause. Did it affect him and how he felt in there? And he said, well, to be honest, to be truthful, to be absolutely genuine, I didn't feel my best. I didn't feel my strongest. I didn't have my legs. Excuses, 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 man. He looked like, listen to me. It looked like Ryan Garcia had his legs when he was falling tank around the ring. The fight was stopped in 7. Did y'all see at any point in time in the fight that Ryan act like or look like his body became extremely fatigued and it was quite abnormal from what we usually see in him? Did he ever give you that vibe, y'all? I didn't see it. It seems like he was throwing that left hook pretty damn good. Pretty dang good. He was throwing it with some mustard on there. But he just had, you know, one of the most overrated defensive players in the game. Like old boy said, his head movement is overrated, to be honest. Oh my God. And Ryan said, agree. I agree. Look, you think Tank ain't collecting data outside of you talking smack? Come on, man. Man, this was tragic, man. For real. This dude talks so much. This was tragic to get knocked down in the second round and to get stopped on your knee. On your knee. And you wasn't even protesting for a purpose, y'all. It wasn't like he was Kaepernicking it. He wasn't even protesting for a purpose, man. He was forced in that position. Damn. I missed all the back and forth promo. I'm telling you, man. Y'all have to understand now. Ryan said, I agree. He say, you KO him. To be honest, his head movement is also overrated. And for somebody to respond to that without saying, no, hold up, bro. It's boxing at the end of the day. Fighters are going to get punched. Some of those punches that you see will land, okay? It will land regardless. So once again, I say collecting data, whether you're on offense or defense. What did Tank collect the data on Rolly? He was trying to see how much power. He was trying to feel his power to see what he was working with. He felt the power. He felt like Rolly, okay, he has legitimate power right now early in the fight. I'll come back to this later on. And he came back later on. And he turned up the dang stove and he threw that grease on him. Period. The boxing section TBS on deck. Shout out the Cow, man. Definitely check my brother out. Salute the Cow, man. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate you pulling up, brother. Don't mind And Jones, he think different. Man, come on. He talk about where he goes over there. First of all, when is he supposed to fight Devin anyway? At 140? Man, stop. He has other problems at 140. Is Kambosos a better fighter than Ryan? Might be. Um, is he a better fighter? I would have to say, with the competition that he's been in there with Teofimo and Devin, yes, he's a better fighter. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he's a better fighter because, I can't really grade that, he was knocked down the same as Ryan. No, Ryan was knocked down by a hitter, right? Kambosos was knocked down by a hitter. I mean, adversity comes, but he did go and go 12 rounds with Devin in his backyard. So he had to learn something out of that. But man, I can't sit up here and talk about Kambosos, man. I'm already on one clown. I can't talk about two clowns, man. I gotta stay on this one. I gotta stay on him. Trick said, how Ryan didn't have his legs. What he do? Crawl to the ring? Hey, Ryan, hey Trick. Ryan was up here telling the people to be truthful. You want to know the truth? Yeah, we want to know the truth. That's what I said. Hey, the rehydration clause, affect you anyway and all that, Ryan. To be truthful? You talking about truthful? Yes, truthful. I didn't have my legs. I wasn't all the way strong. I didn't feel like myself. I didn't just excuses, man. You know what I'm saying? He didn't have his legs, but yet he was still moving just like he does in any other fight. He was still moving around the ring. Yes, he was. Ryan and Tank Finesse 85. Hey man, they had to do that. I'm glad they set the pay-per-view price point at 85. Somebody has to do it. If we can't get Crawford Spence, somebody has to get Finesse Ivan. You know what I'm saying? Somebody has to get Finesse. Somebody has to put the Finesse tag out there. And this was a perfect time for them to do it with Ryan and Tank. Real talk. I'm being honest. Somebody has to be Finesse, and it's going to be the consumers. It's going to be consumers, man. You know what I'm saying? We can't get Crawford Spence. I said they should put that in the 80s, the 90s. If the fight is one of the biggest fights of boxing, they should be able to put it out there with a high price point. Make the people pay. And look what happened. The tickets went on sale for this fight, and supposedly it sold out in a matter of hours. I don't want to hear all the third parties bought this and that. I already know all that. I'm just saying it sold out in a matter of hours. And then all this rumor mill about the pay-per-view numbers being, at the higher tier. Man, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, he kind of did. WCS wasn't focused like a technical boxer should be. Every time Tank popped his head up, it's just like Ryan was at a carnival and he had that tool in his hand with the soft little cushion on the end where the little heads pop out and you hit it and try to win a prize. I can't make this up with Ryan, bro. Like his decision making is not where it should be. To be a boxer that they are proposing is one of the best in the game. You know what I'm saying? One of the best in the game. And I appreciate, Rick answering my question. Rick Glazer, when he was on Coach Channel, True Media Today, USA Boxing, right? I appreciate Rick being honest, because Rick was saying that Ryan Garcia carried a boatload of this freaking promo too. He brought a lot. And I never hear people, and I mentioned this before, I never hear people talk about Ryan Garcia bringing a country. I never hear people saying that. I hear when Canelo's on the topic, but when it comes to Ryan Garcia, I don't hear people saying he's bringing a country. When it's Pacquiao, okay, cool. Yeah. But Ryan, they don't say he got a country behind him. But Rick said that he brought a bulk load of the consumers to the dance with his promo, with his interviews and all this. Okay. So when he said that, I said, well, Do you believe that Ryan should fight on pay-per-view moving forward? Since he was able to collaborate with Tank Davis and allow this fight to materialize the way it did and sell out. We're talking about in Vegas now, a guy who's never fought on pay-per-view, who don't have any numbers to go off of. He has nothing to go off. He doesn't have a pay-per-view credit FICO. He doesn't have a pay-per-view FICO yet, but yet he's all of a sudden bringing these numbers to the table. He's not like Mikey Garcia. No, he doesn't have championships, divisions, none of that. And Rick Glazer told me after I asked him, do you think he should be on pay-per-view from this day forward as he fight? No. And he's right. Because if Ryan Garcia is on pay-per-view just based off the Tank fight, it's not going to sell. It's not going to sell. Rolly's not going to sell. But more people might come and see Rolly than they will Ryan Garcia. It depends on who he fight. Because Rolly gives you this type of attitude like he believes what he's saying. Ryan just put it out there like he wants you to believe what he's saying. He don't believe it, but he wants you to believe what he's saying. Rolly put it out there like he truly believes that he's the hardest puncher. He truly believes he was stronger than Tank. He believed that shit. Ryan Garcia never believed that. Why do people say I don't want to make any excuses? Stop making excuses. I don't know, Toby. Man, we need to find a psychologist, man. We need to find these civilian, these mobile psychologists who are qualified to answer those questions, because I'm gonna be honest with you, I am not. But that's exactly what he did. Ryan Garcia started making excuses while he was looking up at the ceiling. To be truthful, you want me to be truthful? Yeah. You want me to be honest? Yes, Ryan, we want you to be honest. I'm not trying to make no excuses, but for real, you want me? Yes, man. I wasn't my strongest. You saw me in the videos. You saw me when I put my flash. Man, come on, stop it. Stop it. You saw me on the body punch challenge. That was true raw power. I told people, man, that Ryan Garcia's claim to fame is doing the body punch challenge with targets that don't move. See, that's where he sabotaged himself, because Tank was going to be a mover. He known that already. But all these body punch challenge, the target is standing right there for you to hit. So when your eyes looked at Tank and you said swing and you felt no ding, come on, man. Come on, man. Your brain was just telling you swing and you felt no ding. Then you was in trouble. You was in trouble, dog. He up there chasing that man all around the ring, knowing damn well you just missed with multiple left hooks. And what he do? What Tank do? Extend this dang lead hand again. Come on. Come on, do it. You can do it. Come on, Ryan, swing. Swing. Ding. Swing. Ding. 1, 2, 3. Hey, you see Ryan didn't get up like he did with Luke Campbell. And when they ask him, well, Ryan, that's the first time you've been down in your career. How did it feel? What was going through your mind when you stood up? I was like, hey, man, everybody gets knocked down in time or two. I couldn't believe I got knocked down, but I'll be all right. I came back. You saw what happened. I finished him, right? You didn't hear that with this fight. You didn't hear him post-fight talking that. He wasn't up there being goofy, because that punch felt different. You know what I'm saying? That punch had this man folded like a wet envelope. He couldn't do anything. He couldn't do it, man. That punch came out of nowhere. It was delayed reaction, and we all seen the results. Hey, shout out to Dundot on that. He said Ryan stops Kambosos. Look, Dundot, the Kambosos will I'm thinking Kambosos will get that win over Ryan. I think he'll F Ryan up, man. Real talk. Just to top it off, sports media saying Tank versus Ryan was 50-50 pay-per-view split. They did make some money off that. I really don't care about the numbers like that because both of them got paid. At the end of the day, I'm always been on record saying I really don't care about the numbers. The only numbers people heard me talk about last year was the numbers that they were assuming. They was up here protesting that Crawford should just take anything that PBC and Al Heyman gives him. You know what I'm saying? Even if it was mere pennies, he should take it. If it was 30%, take it. If it was 15%, take it. That's the only time I really talked about numbers. You know what I'm saying? Like that, real heavy. I did speak about it with Deontay Wilder when, Eddie Hearn's trying to give him 12 million flat, 15 million. I did think that was kind of slavish. You know what I'm saying? To send somebody in one of the biggest fights, undisputed, and they're not going to get anything on the back end. They're not going to get any, you know what I'm saying? You just want to give them a 12 million flat, and Eddie Hearn, Joshua gets everything else. Everything else. All millions of dollars left on the table. But 50-50 per split, man, I ain't mad at him. I'm not mad at him, bro. That's different, though. Just like they said, see, that was different, though. Like they said on Friday. See, right there, that was different. See, with Wilder, he was fighting a 290-pound behemoth. Ryan Garcia was not. Ryan Garcia was the taller, ranger, bigger fighter. But to be fair, they did weigh 144 on the morning of the fight. But Ryan Garcia looked like the bigger fighter. But who cares, man? I don't care. It's how much weight that left and right hand has. And that's what's really the question. How much does Gervonta's left and right hand weighs when it's in motion? And we need to get one of these scientists, some of these scientists out here and do a study on that. Because for you to have a compact individual and to possess that amount of power that he does, now I'm talking about not one punch knockout power right away. We're talking about once the certain levels, the core temperature rises and the lactic acid and everything starts to generate and the oxygen build up. We need some scientists to break this shit down. I'm not qualified. You know what I'm saying? We need to get some machines and equipment on here to try to figure out, like they did Francis Ngannou. They was going around here saying Francis Ngannou has more punching power than Mike Tyson, which, according to who was doing the test, it's possible because Ngannou's a big dude. But then you gotta think about the size of Tank and what power he generates. He's up here knocking guys out over time, breaking them down. Hector Garcia could not see. He wasn't on his back, but when he got to his corner, he had to tell his corners, like, I can't see. You know what I'm saying? No Mila. I know that's not even right. No Mila. You know what I'm saying? Ryan got paid. Next time he fight, Haley's coming through. Hey, man. Ryan Garcia, believe it or not, they need to find out which trainer is going to get him, because it comes down to it. Let's call it for what it is. AJ just was in Derrick James' camp. All the damn publicity and promo and all that stuff, like he was going in there from one of those special A-level camps. This dude came out Like he was going to 24-hour fitness, preparing for a powerlifting championship, dog. It's almost like Anthony Joshua was training with CrossFit competitors. This man came out there the heaviest he's ever been for Jermaine Franklin, dog. Stop the mad. Stop the madness, man. This dude came over to Texas when he should have came to the U.S. a long time ago after that Andy Ruiz situation where he got his ass whooped. He came over here in Texas and be all this. Oh my God, AG is embedded. He's embedded in the world-class Alcatraz. No one can see what happens. Word has it he's been in there beating up on Errol Spence and really showing that he's willing and still hungry to go on another title run. When in fact, DJ had CrossFit freaking dang, he had a whole CrossFit gym set up in there. Anthony Joshua in there hopping around on monkey bars and shit. Goddamn climbing the ladder, swimming in water, doing all that damn triathlon shit. He probably didn't hardly get any goddamn sparring in, bro. Bro came out that month 255, y'all. What the heck was going on behind them doors? Were they feeding him bison meat? Raw? Come on, man. What are we talking about? I agree it looked like he was less stronger, but I'm not making speculation. Oh, my God. Wilder did look different. Now that's different. You know, you're talking about him going through weight changes to try to improve on going in there against a behemoth like Tyson Fury. I've seen him in person, man. Tyson Fury is a big dude, man. Tyson Fury is a big dude. For Wilder and his camp to try to go back to the drawing board and come up with changes that would benefit him and those rematches that he had, man, come on, bro. That ain't easy. You know, he weighed a different weight at the rematch, and then he came in a different weight in the trilogy. Shout out to the Bronze Bomber, man. Making frustrated not using reach. Tank was barely cracking 250K. Best believe Ryan had a lot to do with the numbers. No, cap. That's cap. That's cap, done, daughter. You have nothing to substantiate that at all. Nothing. You cannot just, who said it was 250K? What source did you get 250K from? And how and why would I believe that somebody who never did pay-per-view before, never, this is not Mikey Garcia. We're talking about somebody who has no numbers to go off of. We can't even begin to take the value of 0 and turn it into a 1 because he has no pay-per-view numbers to register so people can do an average. So how is he on your thought process as being a contributor to the success of this pay-per-view? Any other time, Dundada be on here saying that Errol Spence did all that. Yeah, it wasn't Mikey Garcia. It was Errol Spence. He was in his backyard. He was in Texas. He's responsible for every goddamn pay-per-view. That Mikey didn't have anything to do that. Well, what about the Mexican fan base? I don't give a damn. He was in Texas, by God. That was all Errol. That wasn't Mikey. Well, he's a 4-weight champion. Who cares? Man, please. You got to come with some stand. You got to bring me some receipts, Donna. You got to bring me some receipts, bro. You just can't come up here coming off. Come on, Don Dada. Javier Tater Tot Fortuna. Javier Tater Tot Fortuna. Emmanuel, I'm ready to go. Tago. Come on, man. You knocked this man down early and you couldn't finish him. Man, come on. What are y'all doing, man? They having the Memorial Day special already. Get 2 bottles of Hennessy for $5. What are y'all doing, man? Drinking and driving? I'm not snitching. I'm just saying, man, you come over here acting funny. I just hate how boxing is becoming a side B thing. At A side, B side, BS. Make it 45-45, winner takes the rest. I like that. I like that. Real talk. I mean, I like, the winner take this, that, and that. But when it comes to the promoters, the only gamble they're willing to make is negotiating for their A side fighter, negotiating for their B side fighter. That's the only gamble they're willing to take. Just like the situation that happened, right? About that bet that they made on IG. Now, damn well, like I said, Al is not betting that money. Ryan Garcia is not betting that money like that. Millions, y'all. Millions. You actually think when they asked Tank, oh, you're going to let him keep his money? He didn't have no other choice because no paperwork was signed. You know how much money that would have been coming over there to PBC? And Golden Boy do not like Al Heyman. Oscar don't like PBC. Do you think they're going to assign? Look, you think they're just going to base everything off Ryan Garcia saying yeah on social media and they're supposed to lock in a freaking winner take all bet? Come on. Boxing doesn't work that way, bro. Man, it doesn't. No. It's other people that has to be paid. It's so many other people that has to be paid. And what that did was just generate more interest. You feel me? It was good for promo. It was good hype. Everybody spliced that freaking video up and did a live on it, knowing damn well that it wasn't going to be no winner take all type of deal. Could you imagine? Look, could you imagine if they did sign paperwork for winner take all, bro? You would have had Ryan Garcia back there at the post conference on his knee again. Please. Please, Tank, give me my money. Please let me keep my money, Tank. I got bills to pay, please. Mommy, come here, Mommy. Can you give Tank a hug and convince him to get my money? Come on, Mommy. Papa, come here, Papa. Benaki, Papa. Can you talk to him? Can you talk to him, Papa? He's not listening to me because I was talking shit. I said he was dumb. He said he couldn't care. I said he could carry on a 5-minute conversation. Mama, can you carry on a conversation with it, please? Ryan would have been there begging and pleading for Tank to let him keep his funds, man. I'm telling you, dog. I'm telling you, I can't make this up. Mommy, please. You've been here for me all my life. Please get my money back. I'm a failure. Let me stop. Of course, it won't buy fans. Of course, no, it won't buy fans. Shouldn't care. I hate the hype job boxing PBC can separate for all I care. W says, I rock with you, but I'm not understanding where all the Ryan slander is coming from. It's not slander. It's just, what's that C word I'm looking for? C word. What's that C word? They have that other zero, that other syllable after criticism. That's what it is. It's just criticism, some constructive and some destructive. It's no different than when you hear all these other boxing debates out here on the YTC and how they be criticizing these fighters. WCS is no different. People just feel some type of way because they get mad on how I story tell, how my delivery is. They get a little perturbed. You know what I'm saying? Like you done, daughter. You're feeling some type of way. And I'm not even cussing, yelling, and screaming. So how are you going to say it's slander? Stop it. Stop it. You're misusing. You know what I'm saying? You're taking the moment out of context there, Dundada. Stop it. Stop it. Just because you felt some type of way that Ryan Garcia would potentially be on his knee, crying to his mommy and poppy to get his money back, I might have struck a nerve. I get it, bro. We still good, man. We still good. But to say slander, come on, stop it, bro. It's no slander. It's just criticism. You know what I'm saying? It's just criticism. Did you see the tweets that he put out? Have you looked at the tweets? This man say you KO him. Canelo was up there saying you KO him. To be honest, his head movement is also overrated. As if, and Ron said he agrees. And then later on, earlier, I'm up here putting tweets when you wasn't here. You was tardy. You didn't get the notification. Ryan Garcia said, and during that moment, I got to size you up, and now I know why you struggle with everyone. That's with Javante talking about the club. I did that and more in the club when you came to my table. What about this right here? Where were you when I put this? King Trap 5000 said, can you beat Javante? Ryan said, yes, you'll see in April. I didn't see anything done, Dada. Where was you at when he was talking reckless like this? Ryan Garcia said, of course, I'm going to whoop that man. Where were you done, Dada, when he was talking reckless like this? Huh? You was late? He says, I think Tank is just dumb and can't hold a conversation for longer than 5 minutes. What were you done, Dada? Next time, you go back and hit the bell icon and make sure you got the notifications, bro, because you came in here extremely late. And then you have the audacity to say that I'm slandering somebody. Okay. Relax, bro. Hell no, Mikey was responsible for those pay-per-view numbers just as much as Spence. Mikey was responsible for a bulk load of what he accomplished in his career, being a 4-division champion. Errol Spence haven't accomplished that. But people say, oh, man, he had the entire Texas. Well, guess what? It was more Mexican boxing fans that showed up to Texas for that boxing match than black fight fans. I'll tell you that. More Mexican fight fans showed up to AT&T Stadium than black boxing fans. I'll tell you that. So they can run with the narrative all day long and say what they want about, what Mikey Garcia didn't do. Come on, that's just like saying Anthony Joshua brought everybody to Wembley. No. Vladimir Klitschko, the legend himself. If it wasn't for him, Joshua wouldn't have came close to Wembley Stadium selling out. That's fact, though. Javier soggy New York hot dog bun for tuna. Yeah, you ain't lying, man. You know what I'm saying? Buy a glizzy in the rain and make a mistake and drop it, and damn, it's about to go down the drain. You grab that and put the hot dog, soggy bun ass looking, you know what I'm saying? Torrential rains while you trying to eat a glizzy, soggy bun looking. You know what I'm saying, man? God dang, man. Javier Fortuna didn't he do one setup during that fight camp? You know what I'm saying? He didn't do 1 full hour for that fight camp. NYT on deck. What's good? Damn, these dudes are delusion when it comes to their favorite fighters. Don Dada, man. He stays consistent though, man. When he wanna come over here and go against the grain, man, he is consistent. Iran Ace, why has Tank never been projected these high pay-per-views before? We heard Rick Glazer about Tank versus Cruz. Okay. Also, I've been on record too as saying when we come to pay-per-view numbers, we cannot use the measuring stick for when it was the Floyd Mayweather era. So therefore, since we're not on the same level, we have to reduce. We have to de-elevate. We have to reduce the elevation, the numbers that we was used to going off of when it was Floyd, and bring them down a bit. And you'll find out if indeed Dundada, he was doing 250. That's not considerably bad, being that the recession, being that the economy has changed. We're talking about COVID and all this other stuff. It's not as bad because we're at a point right now where everything is dealing with inflation. So if you're going to try to tell me that Tank did pay-per-views, right? And this was like his 5th pay-per-view or something like that. So you're trying to tell me a man can be on pay-per-view several times already, and you get a fighter like Tank who doesn't even have the fighters on his resume. Not even to mention he hasn't been on pay-per-view, but he doesn't even have the quality of opposition to even begin the comparison. And you think that's a starting point to say Ryan Garcia came over here and he was a boat contributor. He was a what it was. He was a equal silent partner in the sale of this pay-per-view. You know what I'm saying? He was a hedge fund operative. You're trying to tell me that Ryan Garcia, who never really had an opponent, main eventer like that on pay-per-view, he's gonna bring all these people to the dance. It sounds good. You know what I'm saying? It sounds good, especially when you're talking about Mad Dog on the empty stomach. It sounds good, Dundada. You know what I'm saying? It sounds very, very good. It sounds very good. I would not want to see any professional started from the bottom of Gladiator bet they purse. Condolence to Levander Johnson. I got my limits. I actually made a bag betting round 7 KO and Loma and Tank on my favorite fighters. You saying Loma and Tank are your favorite fighters, but yet you're over here protesting for what I'm saying about Ryan. See, you'll never get me in that situation. You know what I'm saying? You'll never see me on somebody else's channel protesting for a fighter that's not one of my favorite fighters. Now, if somebody was absolutely wrong and I felt it was reason to debate it, then I'll be like, cool. But I don't see what your debate is with the criticism, because you know damn well that guy looked like a Taro. A lot of what he was doing in there with the fighter like Gervonta Davis, a lot of what he was presenting to the public was that of an apprentice. You know that, Don Dada. You just want to come over here and go against the grain for fun. You know some of what he was doing was apprentice. I don't want to say amateur, because the man had 200, amateur fights. I have to say apprentice, because it still seems like he's learning. It seems like he's learning, bro. So how can this be one of those situations where you feel I'm slandering the man? Yes, criticism can come off as abrasive. It's according to who's speaking on it at the time. But don't act like WCS is the only one and that to do it in 2023. Come on, I don't even come close to some of these guys who just wake up in the morning and want to make up a thumbnail. See, Dundada, I don't see you on their chat criticizing them. I don't see you protesting like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't see you putting in that effort on some of these channels that create thumbnails and go in on a specific fighter with fabricated lies. You feel me? He said you gotta leave the PCP at home. I like Tank, TC Shakur, guys like that. Man, it's a lot of them. I like be texting a while if I keep going. No PC I have to stay consistent. I mean, you stay consistent where? And you come over here? Or I mean, I don't see you staying consistent on other fighters. You said 2 other fighters was your favorite, but yet you over here protesting if you over here to fight for the right for somebody to respect Ryan Garcia when he deserves all of the criticism that he's getting. The man is up here talking about somebody being dumb. You know what I'm saying? Somebody's not being able to count in the conversation. That's personal, especially when Ryan has kids. Tank has kids. We're talking about imperfection, right? But yet you're gonna co-sign what he was saying as if it don't matter. Almost if like you would accept it in your own life with me calling you dumb. You stupid enough you can't even carry on a 5-minute conversation. I ain't talking to you. You act like you just take that on the chin and keep walking. Don't do that to yourself. You know you wouldn't tolerate that. 250K pay-per-view is not bad for compared to 700K. Plus, so things got to give. I look at it like this. This man is just coming off 2 fights with momentum. Rolly Romero, momentum. Ask Rolly how the momentum was in there. Ask him how the energy was in there. Ask him. Then he goes in here and fights a 130-pound champion who's carrying the momentum of Chris Colbert, who was also, they was hyping up as being, one of these fighters out of Philly that was going to start shining, right? Provide him the hallmark to fight at lightweight. People looking at Hector Garcia, oh, he's bigger than Tank. Oh, man, this is going to be a good fight. And plus, you seen what he did to that black fighter, Chris Colbert, Philly fighter too. So he was taking the momentum from his win over Chris Colbert up there to Tank. Tank stops him. After people was doubting that Tank can go in here and win against Hector Garcia. So he goes in once again. Ryan Garcia, he's next. Oh, man. Ryan Garcia can knock out Tank, and here's how. Come on, they never really believed that Ryan was going to go in there and knock out Tank. Man, stop it. Come on, man. Stop this. Man, Ryan Garcia can beat Tank, and here's how. What? Did you not see the video there? No, let me show you one more time. Let me show you. Let me show you the video. Since you're up here protesting, because you got me thinking that you feel some type of way about me. Tank extends the lead. Ryan left hook, slips it. Once again, same thing. 1, 2, 3. This time, Tank will counter. Extends the lead, slips, counter, bingo. Oh, man. Apprentice. Nah, they know just saying, bro. We've been at this too long, Don Dollar. You know boxing, just like I know boxing. It ain't no just saying. How you gonna just say? Why don't you leave that energy for Lomachenko? Why don't you leave that energy for Tio? How you just saying? What brings you over here to protest for Ryan Garcia when this man has been on record by Canelo as being lazy, and then it's word that's out that he didn't even really show up to the gym, but 3 times a week or something like that for sparring. When Joe Goosen is the face that's supposed to be training Garcia, he goes in here and look terrible with Joe Goosen in his corner. The promo, they had Joe Goosen's face up there. That's his reputation. So if Ryan Garcia is so selfish, right? Why aren't you holding him accountable for not taking boxing serious, but more so worrying about how much blush that he has on his face, how smooth his skin look, how much mousse he has in his hair, spritz. You know what I'm saying? If the highlights blend in perfectly, how did he look with the light? Come on, bro. Come on, man. Pick another hobby, bro. This was a matchup that a lot of people wanted to see. Some people wanted to see Ryan get sent to Never Never Land. Wanted to see Tank get caught with the left hook. I agree, man. I agree with everything, line for line. They wanted to see both sides. More so, people wanted to see the underdog win against the villain. They didn't know how he was going to get it done, but they wanted to see it play out. They wanted to see it play out. They didn't know how it was going to be done, but they wanted to see it play out. Seriously, I was hoping and wishing a split decision. Garcia. Morning King, come on. What was y'all? Oh my God. A split decision, Garcia. See, this is what I'm talking about. When you give black people 1 month out of a year, the other 11, they act a complete fool. They don't even want to support the brothers, man. God, MMA is not like this. Like MMA, they have a whole different mentality of supporting their fighters, black, white, whatever. The whole vibe is different. Boxing, I swear, it's almost like freaking the remake of the Django, man. Seriously, bro. Man, the brother can't get no love, man. Brother ride in on a horse. You got a brother out there. Oh, he think he better than us, huh? Picks up a rock and try to throw it. I'm on record saying everything Boss said. It was 90-10 for Tank total mismatch. Okay. So now you trolling then. You said it was 90-10 for Tank. Man, why are you over here wasting my time, Dundada? Straight up, bro. Why are you wasting my time trying to act like you criticizing, like you trying to, come over here and advocate for something else? The way you're talking, it seems like you got ulterior motives. If it's 90-10 for Tank, you shouldn't even open your lips, bro. You shouldn't even be over here talking anything. If you had such a large margin, I'm off that, man. I'm off, man. I'm off it. You ain't making no sense. I got to keep it a buck. If you're ducking your competition, I wish they downfall. Okay, I got you. I mean, I don't see, Tank ducking any competition now. You know what I'm saying? Truth be told, everybody has a different route. Whatever happened with Teofimo Lopez, he fought his mandatory beat him. His former mandatory end up looking for Lomachenko like I said he would. Couldn't get Lomachenko because he was in war. And then he inked a deal with Devin Haney to make him feel discouraged as possible with the money, and got beat twice in his backyard. And now it's Lomachenko. So if Tank isn't in the equation, but yet April 22nd, you see what you see. You see what you see. Who's winning? It's all about how you do your business, man. Haney them has how they gonna do their business, and Team Davis have how they gonna do their business. They're getting all this publicity and fanfare, and consumers buying their tickets with no super titles. I'm talking about no major championships. That's genius, bro. No sanctioning bodies to pay. No sanctioning bodies to pay now. No sanctioning bodies. I mean, I would feel a whole lot better after that. When the fight is over and you're trying to tell me my check is not going to have sanctioning fees deducted, I'm feeling great, bro. Man, I'm not arguing no point, bro. I'm not even arguing with you, first of all. This ain't no argument. I wanted to see Tank fight Verdejo before Verdejo tragedy. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it'll be hard for you to advocate for that, because Verdejo lost to Masayoshi Nakatani. So he would have had to have some type of streak going for Tank to even consider this man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he just couldn't be taking losses like that. You know what I'm saying? Now, man. Hector Garcia, even, you know what I'm saying? Rolly had the O on the record. I'm just saying, bro. We're not talking about who the best lightweight right now, dog. You know what I'm saying? When you talk about who is the lightweight that should be ranked as number one per their achievements, Devin Haney. Period. But once again, you acting like you putting me on the spot with something about who's the best lightweight, and they haven't fought each other. When you look at Gervonta Davis and his skill set, and he has that power, Devin Haney will have serious problems in there with Tank Davis. Period. So when it comes to boxing business, when it comes to pay-per-view, making the money, Tank is far ahead of the class. Period. When it comes to performance, look, all I have to do is show you this there, Dundada. You know what I'm saying? Because it is up to me to help you out. Okay? And that's where I'm gonna leave it. You feel me? But let me show you something right quick, big dog. Let me show you something right quick, because you like to come over here and just, seem like you advocating for other channels that I'm not on. So you want to come over here and say I'm slandering. Seems like you was pretty much queefing a little bit. You know what I'm saying? You know how air comes out the vagina and you hear that little sound? It seemed like you came over here queefing a little bit there, Dundada. I'm not used to that coming from you, man. You know what I'm saying? It seems like you was queefing a little bit. But let me show you something right quick, since you want to ask me, about who's who, this, that, and the other. I want to get your take on this. All right. Give me your take on this. Don't run from it now. I just want to give you your check. You've been typing a lot lately. You know what I'm saying? You come over here acting like you want to lay down the law. I'm gonna give you this attention that you want. I'm not even giving you the smoke, Don Dada. But just answer me this right here. Answer me this. So you asking me who's the best lightweight right now? And per the hardware and championships, that'll be Devin Haney if you're talking about rankings. But when it comes to performance value, when it comes to skill set, when it comes to the entire package, Devin Haney is over there looking at Gervonta Davis like he's telling you the same thing that I am, homie. Look at Devin Haney looking at Gervonta Davis, bro. Now you tell me who the best lightweight is. Let me know. Don't hesitate. Let me know what it is. Until then, y'all hold it down. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you. I'm gonna wait for Don Dada's freaking comment. Come on, man. Help me out, bro. Help me out. Help me out. Drop your what do you think? Looking at that picture. What do you think? Hello? Anybody home? Hello? Okay. Yeah. We agree on that. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like people ask who the best is, like they asking a trick question. Come on, man. Boxing is a business. Boxing is a business. That don't mean everybody with a title is going to be in a conversation with people saying they're the best, especially if they haven't fought the other side who a huge fan base believe is the best. But right now, when you talk about performance value, pay-per-view, skill set, power, we talking about the entire package as a lightweight, Gervonta, period. Period, bro. Period. It's not even like it's almost shoulder to shoulder. And then, you know, you have Shakur Stevenson out there too. But people are not going to ask, oh, because he's in the lightweight division and he just came off, you know, his first win, who's the best lightweight? Shakur Stevenson is a two-division champion, one of the best boxers in the game. But you ask them when it comes to Gervonta, they're not going to be so quickly to tell you that Shakur would go ahead and beat Gervonta. They're not going to do that, bro. They're not going to do it. And both of these fighters can box, but one of them possess, they're in ownership of ammunition. And y'all should always remember that. Until next time, man, y'all turn up and tune in to World Combat Sports, man. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate the donations, the super chats. One love to y'all. I'm out.